grade 6. How are you today? In yesterday's lesson, we talked about the reported speech, and today we are going to continue in the practice book exercises about reported speech. So before we start, I want you to open your practice books, page 115. Now we are going to start answering these questions. Exercise number 1 says, change the sentences. So we are going to change the sentences from direct speech to indirect or reported speech. As this example, we said that I am tired, said John. So what did John say? John said, I am tired. What should we do here? We should start with John said and we add that. Then we change the pronoun if it was I or we, because we are talking here about John. So we say John said that. Instead of I, we use he because we are talking about John. So John said that. We write he, and am become what? Because am is in the present tense form, we should change it to the past form, and am becomes was. Am becomes was. So John said that he was tired. Without these quotations, this is how we write the sentence, and we change it from direct speech to indirect speech. Let's do number 2. We are hungry, said the boys. So when we want to tell someone what the boys said, what should we say? This is what the boys said. But when we want to talk about what the boys said to someone else, what should we do? We say the boys said, and we add what here? That. The boys said that. Let's go to the sentence now. Because the boys here, they are talking about themselves, they used we. But when we want to talk about the boys, we say they. Instead of we change the we into they. The boys said that they, and are is in the present form, and when we change it from the present to the past, it becomes were. So we write here were and hungry. So the sentence becomes like this. The boys said that they were hungry. Number 3, Mom said Sally is feeling ill. We just write Mom said, and after said we write that Sally. Because we are talking about Sally, we keep it Sally. Sally, and is the helping verb in the present form. We change it from the present to past, and it becomes was. And we write feeling ill. Number 4, Joe shouted, I can't swim. Who said this? Joe. So when we are talking about Joe, this is what we should write. Joe shouted that. Instead of I, we say he, because we are talking about Joe. So that he, and can't becomes what? Can't here is in the present form, and the past form of can't is couldn't. Couldn't. That he couldn't swim. Number 5 now. That film looks interesting, thought Harry. So we start with Harry. Harry thought that we are talking about that film, so we keep it as it is. That film. These are different. That film. And looks becomes what? It's in the present form, and its past form is what? Looked. That film looked interesting. Interesting. So the sentence becomes like this. Harry thought that film looked interesting. Let's continue. Number 6. There is a cat on the roof, said Meg. So when we want to report this, what should we say? We say, Meg said that there, and instead of is, that is in the present form, we should write what? Was. That there was a cat on the roof. Like this. So Meg said that there was a cat on the roof. This is how we change the sentences from direct to indirect or reported speech. Now let's go to exercise 2. Exercise 2 says, change the sentences. This is a teacher that is giving instructions or telling the students what to do. Look what she said. She said, stop talking. Number 2, please close the door. 3, don't open the window. 4, please don't make a noise. And 5, listen carefully. We have 2 types of instructions here. This is something that she's telling them to do, and this, when we have please, she is asking them to do something. So, how should we change these sentences? Look how we should change sentence number 1, like this. Our teacher told us, stop talking. We don't change anything. We just add, the teacher told us. Look, we said told us. We put 2. Can you see it? We put 2. The teacher told us to what? Because after 2 we should put the verb in its infinitive form. So we just write stop. The teacher told us to stop talking. So in this reported speech, we don't change anything. Number 2, she asked us. Instead of please, we write asked. So she asked us. What did she ask them? Close the door. So we write to. We write like this, to, and we write close the door. We don't write please because we used asked instead of please. She asked us to and asked us to, we write what here? To close the door. Number 3 now. Number 3, don't open the window. She told us. She didn't ask us to do something. She told us to do something. So we write here, she told us. Us means the students here because they are saying what the teacher said. She told us because we have don't. We don't say to open the window. No, we put the word not to. Not to, then we write open the window. Not and to, then we write open the window. Now, let's see sentence number 4. We have please don't make a noise. Please don't make a noise. Because we have please, what should we write at the beginning? Told or asked? Yes, she asked us. Because the students are saying she asked us, and we have don't. What do we use instead of don't? We use not, then to make a noise. So this is the sentence. We write it like this. She asked us. Because we have don't, we write not to make a noise. Now, number 5. Listen carefully. She told us or she asked us? We don't have please, so we write she told us like this. She told us, then we write what? Because we don't have don't, she told us to what? To listen carefully. So, to listen carefully. These are the answers of these 2 questions. I want you to write them on your practice books and send them to me. Study this grammar rule, and if you don't understand anything, please send me and ask me, and I can explain this rule for you more and more so you can understand. I hope that you enjoyed this rule. Study well and have a nice day, grade 6.